So this exercise is called corrective messaging with evidence. Client comes into my office and we start talking about an area where he's just stuck and he keeps on saying the same negative thing over and over to himself. And in this case, what he's saying to himself is, I'm not worthy and people just don't like me. Now, this is a very likable man who in fact has people in his life who really do care for him. And so the old messaging, this storyline that people don't like him, it's really about the past. You know, things that he's been exposed to when he was much younger that really got wired in his brain. Now this is where neuroplasticity comes in and where some of the exercises and the influences of that field can help us understand that we can actually change these negative messages. So he's chronically saying, people don't like me, I'm not lovable, I'm not worthy, and he's gotten experiences in his earlier life that reinforce that idea, and so now every time he experiences something with a similar theme or something that reminds him of a time where, you know, maybe he didn't feel so good about himself, or somebody looks at him a certain way, or, you know, doesn't serve him immediately at a restaurant, or, you know, gives him the idea that in some way, you know, they're not completely open to him. He takes that as evidence, even today, that there's something wrong with him, when in fact there is really nothing wrong with this man. This man is a very nice individual who actually has great qualities and makes a great contribution. So it becomes absolutely important for there to be corrective messaging with evidence, because there's a saying in neuroplasticity, the neurons that fire together wire together, and it makes those kinds of messages very sticky and hard to disengage from. And so if you want to disengage from something that's really negative, that you know you've been saying to yourself habitually for a long time, first get really clear about what the negative internal message is. And then, if it's something like, people don't like me, I'm not worthy, come up with the approximate positive opposite. So you might say, I am worthy and people like me. And then for each of the statements, you try to find a series of experiences, real experiences that have occurred that confirm to you that in fact there's lots of evidence that you are likable and you are worthy. So you might start with something like, I'm worthy, and I know I'm worthy because what I experienced last night was a real sense of connection when I had a conversation with my friend and she told me that it's so meaningful that I really listened to her well, or that I did something kind to somebody and they really acknowledged it. Or maybe I wrote something that I feel really glad about. So we actually look for real evidence, and then we use that evidence to remind us. Now, these things can be very small, but the idea is that you're actually trying to find evidence that helps you reinforce and wire this new corrective positive messaging. So that's really the exercise. Find the negative thought, locate the approximate positive message, and then find evidence to reinforce it. And it could be simple evidence. Then you repeat the positive morning and night, because we're simply receptive as we wake up and as we go to sleep. And then you use your list to create more reinforcement using evidence, and so on. So play with that a little bit and see how it goes. For more Ask Dr. Anna videos and information about post-traumatic growth
and recovery. Subscribe and like our YouTube videos at What is PTSD, or join us at previous video episodes in our playlist Ask Dr. Anna from the Traumatology Institute team.